Hey guys, we'll be talking about polymorphism today. Polymorphism, literally having multiple shapes, describes a set of objects of different classes with similar behavior. Polymorphism usually occurs in classes that are related by inheritance. In C++, polymorphism allows for the same member function to be called with different results depending on the type of object invoking the function. Virtual. In order to make a function into a polymorphic function that can be changed, we need the keyword virtual. So for example, we have a function called getArea that returns width times height. If we add the virtual keyword in front of it, this allows us to change anything inside the body to something else. So instead of returning width times height, we could return width times height divided by 2 or something else. And that's what makes it polymorphic, because it's the same function but it supplies a different result. A pure virtual function is a function that has no implementation in the base class and will be redefined in the derived class. To create a pure virtual function, we need to append equals 0 to the function. So for example, in our same function virtual int getArea, if we set it equal to 0 or append equals 0 to the end of the function, we remove the body and leave that for later in the derived class, so we could change it or add an implementation in the derived class. This makes the base class abstract because the function doesn't have a body in the base class. And since it's an abstract class, we can't create an object or an instance of it in our main function. We can only create pointers that point to objects of the derived class that has the actual implementation of the pure or the virtual function. We'll go over that in our code. These are the references for where we got all our ideas and some of the code. So if you want to go more in depth into polymorphism, check these out. Now, what I want you guys to do is go to your Moodle account, go to groups, go to polymorphism under Christopher Guzman, and download the bottom 4 files: the main CPP, rectangle.h, shape.h, and triangle.h. The bottom 4, not the top 4. Open Microsoft Visual Studio. Open up create a new project. Title it anything you want. Okay, title it something else. Now just drag and drop all the .h files into the header files folder and the main.cpp into the source files folder. That's the easiest way to get this up and running. Open them all up, and if you downloaded these files over once, make sure you only drag and drop the ones that say main.cpp, or not the ones that say main parentheses 1 or any of those other ones, just these. So we'll walk around class and make sure you guys have all these opened right, and give you a minute to get yourself situated to where I'm at right now. Elevator music. Alright, hopefully you guys are all here at the same page. If not, we'll pause the video and wait for you guys a little bit longer. So if we open up the shape.h file, this is our abstract base class because it contains a pure virtual function at the bottom. It has no implementation. It's just virtual void get area parentheses equals 0. There's nothing there, just a name. We have two protected member variables, width and height, so we could access them from our derived classes, and a default constructor and a public void set values function which sets our width and height to whatever we pass into it. We have two derived classes, rectangle and triangle. We're using those two because they use the same two variables to find out the area, base and height, or width and height. So there's nothing fancy here, it just inherits from shape, and we have our virtual void get area function here with open braces so we could add whatever we want. So all we want is to get back the area, so we're just gonna see out and write rectangle area equals, and we'll do the math here, width times height, and then our line. So this is all we need for this one, so we'll move on to triangle.h. For triangle.h, it inherits the same shape class, has the same function in here, and we just want to calculate the area for a triangle. So we'll see out triangle area equals parentheses width times height divided by 2, and we'll end line there. And we also have to add an ending curly brace because that wasn't included by mistake. So as you can see, we have two classes that derive from the same abstract class with the same function, but it contains different implementation. So instead of having to create two different functions for each of these classes, we leave it the same and just change what's inside. That saves us space, saves us time, and makes it a whole lot better. All we have to do is modify it by a little bit, and it gives us a good result. So to go to our main.cpp, we create two instances of our objects, rectangle and triangle. We then create two pointers of our shape class. So we create shape1 and shape2, which are pointers, and they're equal to our rectangle and triangle objects, or reference to them. We then initialize their variables by using shape1, then the little arrow set values to 10 and 2, and we do the same for shape2. We're going to use the same variable so we get different results using the same 2. And then we're going to calculate the area down here. Now this is all using pointers. So if we did everything correctly, it should run and give us the area for a rectangle and the area for a triangle using the same two values. And it does. Rectangle area equals 20 and triangle area equals 10. So that's what polymorphism is. It gives you different results using the same function. You can just modify it a little bit. And if you don't want to use pointers, you can simply get rid of that and use the two objects, rectangle and triangle. So we would use rectangle dot set values to 10 and 2, and triangle or try dot set values to 10 and 2 also. Then we're going to use rectangle dot get area and try dot get area. And I'm getting an error here, so debugging 101, void rectangle error function rectangle is inaccessible. Okay, so up here, since we're using these objects, we have to make this function public. So just make them public, save, and now our error is gone, and this should give us the same result as before. Okay, so there it is. That's polymorphism briefly. If you guys have any questions, please ask. If you guys couldn't get the code working, please let us know. Thank you.